Hey, what's up, y'all? So today marks 7 days since I started my roadside farm stand. The last video I talked about I was gonna start a farm stand, you guys, for my eggs, and I got the results. It's been 7 days, so let's talk about it. Today's video, we're gonna discuss numbers and if you should do it. Let's talk about it. All right, you guys. So first things first, we're gonna talk about what worked. So I told you guys I sold eggs, and I told you that I was gonna price them at $5 a dozen. And some people were saying, why are you pricing them $5 a dozen? Why are you pricing them so high? The store is da 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 da. Well, you guys, look, you're not a store. I'm gonna just get that out there right now. You are not a store. First of all, you are much better than a store. If you don't know, and I had to educate a couple people, and I'm not gonna just keep educating people. You gotta do your research on your own, but farm fresh eggs are more nutritional than store-bought eggs. When you pricing your eggs, just have that in mind, you guys. People are gonna pay for quality, they're not gonna pay for price. People would rather pay $2 extra for some better eggs than go in the store and pay a little less for some unhealthy 100-day-old eggs, you guys. So just keep that in mind before we say anything else about why I priced it at $5 per dozen. But anyways, it worked, and people were basically just coming up, pulling up, buying eggs. The self-serve honor system was a success. I told you guys I didn't really know, but I haven't had any theft so far. It worked. The farm stand worked, the honor system worked, and I was able to sell my eggs and, basically get them out to the masses. Another thing that really worked was visibility. So if you have a roadside farm stand, it's roadside. So that means people need to be able to see your farm stand from the road. Okay. So if I have a roadside farm stand, I don't want to put it behind some bushes. I don't want to put it where people, can't see it when they're riding down the road. I told you guys in the last video that I was going to put it at my family's convenience store, which is at an intersection. So if you don't know, if you have something at an intersection, people always have to stop, right? They have to turn right, turn left. People always are going to be most busy at an intersection. That's why McDonald's wants corner lots, because you always have to stop. And that means that, it's marketing one-on-one. People have to stop. That means that they see your whatever it is to the right, and they're going to pay more attention, and they're going to be more focused because they have to stop anyway. So they're going to be looking around. That helped a lot. Visibility, I would say, is very important, you guys. Very important. Do not skip out on visibility when it comes to your farm stand. Have your wording big. Have it, where people can just say, oh wow, like that, I know what that is. Excuse me, Rooster's going crazy. And I put on there explicitly self-serve. Like, just have it where people can look at it and not be intimidated. Deck it up a little bit. Have, some decorations on it. Have it where it's like looking pretty. You know what I'm saying? And people will definitely pull up. People love fresh farm, stands, farmers markets. So you're basically bringing a farmers market to your neighborhood is why I would say have it where it's visible, have it where it's approachable. The next thing, you guys, honestly, I want to talk about is the foot traffic. The foot traffic was great. My busiest days was Saturday so far. Like I said, I had it out for a week. So I put it out last Wednesday, y'all. I've got the results, like I said, for a week. It's been a week so far, and honestly, you guys, it's been very successful. I can't complain about it. I definitely think that you should do a roadside farm stand. So another thing I really want to talk about is obviously why I built it. And honestly, you guys, I told you guys I have an influx of eggs. I have more than 5 hens. So 5 hens are pretty much feed a family, 5 or less. So I have about like 15, you guys, right now. So I'm gonna have more. I plan to have like 30 plus. So that's gonna be more than I can consume. It's gonna be more than I can handle. So that's why I started this egg, farm stand, or whatever you want to call it, this roadside farm stand, because I have more produce than I can consume, and I have more eggs than I can consume. So if you are that type of person, if you have a homestead and you got more eggs than y'all eating, and you got produce and stuff like that, start you a roadside farm stand. Especially if you're near a road. Oh my god, like, people love that, you guys. And I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, y'all, so it helps. It definitely helps. Being in a busy traffic place, you guys, helps even more. So definitely start you a roadside farm stand if you live near a road and you guys have more produce and eggs you guys can handle. And also the cost to build it. The cost to build it was honestly not that bad. It was about like 125 to 150 bucks in materials, y'all. The wood came out to be like 80 bucks or something like that, 80 to 100 bucks. And then you got to buy the drop box and the cooler. So you're going to be expect to pay like $150, y'all. But when I tell you this total I made in the first week, I'm going to tell you why that really isn't important, because you're going to make your money back, especially if you do other things. Like, you can do produce, you can do bakery goods, you can do flowers, you can do pumpkins in the fall, you can do firewood, y'all. That's literally like six to seven incomes off this one stand, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all, the potential is crazy. So if you in 2026 and got a homestead, and you haven't did a roadside farm stand, you're missing out on money. Direct to consumer, you don't even have to be there. This is like one of the best tips I can give y'all. Start a roadside farm stand, do an honor system, y'all, and honestly, the amount of money you may lose from theft won't equivalent to the money that you can gain off things that you were gonna throw away probably anywhere, give away, eggs, extra produce, things like that. You can start you a flower garden. You can start you bake. Put it out there, y'all. People love that stuff. They eat it up. Definitely start you one. The slow days are like Tuesday, Wednesday, obviously rainy days. But my busiest day was Saturday. I killed it on Saturday. I did way more than I expected. I've heard people say that they don't even get like any sales the first week or two. So for me to get a sale my first day, which I did, I'm extremely happy. It's only up from here. So you gotta think, when people buy eggs one time and they're good, they're gonna come back for more because they're farm fresh and they have an easy way to get to them. They don't have to go through a whole bunch of hoops to buy the eggs. All they gotta do is pull up. You got your drop box for the cash. You got your scan codes for your Cash App, Venmo, whatever you want to do. Completely contactless. Nobody. That's convenience, you guys. So, we're gonna talk about numbers here. I made in 7 days, y'all. I made a grand total $72. Yes, $72, y'all. And you might say maybe that's not good. Maybe it's not, maybe it's bad. But for me, it's phenomenal, y'all, because you gotta think, I've only had it out for 7 days, y'all. I haven't had any other things than eggs. The cooler, I had eggs and I had pickles. And we sold 1 jar of pickles, homemade pickles, and then the rest were eggs. So I made $12 off the pickles. So I made $60 in profit from eggs, y'all. So that's about 12 dozen in 1 week that I moved. So that's extremely well for me because otherwise they would have been sitting around collecting dust. So definitely love the progression of the egg stand, the potential, y'all. So I looked up the numbers, y'all, and you can easily bring in about per month $200. If you sell $50 of product, which is easy to do, that's $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year just in eggs, y'all. So think about it like that. You sell 10 dozen a week. All you need is, I'll break it down to you like this. To sell 10 dozen a week, all you have to do is sell 1 to 2 dozen a day or more. You sell at least 1 dozen a day, which is easy to do, y'all. Once you get your customer base, once you do all the things you're supposed to do, marketing and things like that, putting it on Facebook, doing, all that good stuff, you'll have customers coming back and you'll be selling that 10 dozen a week. I look at that's the golden standard because if you sell 10 dozen a week at $5, you'll definitely hit that $50 mark, and then you'll be selling per month $200 in eggs, and then you add produce, then you add flowers if you want to add flowers, bakery goods, other stuff. Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't do it. Yeah, you guys, I made, like I said, $72 for the week, and then Saturday though was my best day. I made $35 that day. I ended up selling, I think seven dozen eggs. Yeah, that's 7 dozen. So I sold all eggs, 7 dozen eggs in 1 day, y'all. And I just told y'all, all you got to do is sell to make $200 a month. Is sell 10 a week. Like I said, the egg stand was a success. I told you I was gonna make a video about it. I will be making a 30-day progress video, or basically just, I will make a 30-day results video. I will be telling y'all how it went after a whole month. So stay tuned to that, y'all. And I have more content coming. I told y'all I'm gonna be trying to stay consistent as much as possible. I had some things happen on the homestead that were kind of unforeseen, so it caused me to, take a little step back from making some content. But I'm all about consistency. I don't make excuses, you guys. I love making these videos. They're for you. And honestly, I put time, obviously, outside of my other life. I am a father. I have another business outside of this. I run my own business. Keeps me busy, you guys. So I have to make these videos when I have spare time, and do it because I actually love giving y'all information and being honest as possible. So with that said, y'all, stay tuned for the next video. I will be dropping more videos. Like I said, stay tuned, stay up, stay blessed. I love y'all. Trent the Homestead Hunter signing out. Peace.